My name is Jane, and the night used to hold a sense of wonder for me. But now, it's become a realm of terror, where every shadow hides unseen horrors. It began innocuously enough, with a few restless nights, and a sense of unease that lingered long after the sun had set. I chalked it up to stress, or maybe an overactive imagination fueled by the horror movies I enjoyed. But soon, the line between dreams and reality blurred, and I found myself trapped in a waking nightmare. The first time it happened, I woke to find myself frozen in place, unable to move a muscle. Panic clawed at my chest as I struggled against invisible bonds, but it was as though my body had been shackled by an unseen force. And then, I saw it, a shapeless mass lurking in the corner of my room, its presence suffocating me with dread. I tried to scream, to call for help, but my voice was nothing more than a whisper lost in the darkness. The creature moved closer, its form shifting and contorting in ways that defied the laws of nature. Its eyes burned with a malevolent gleam, and I could feel its gaze boring into my soul. Time seemed to stretch on endlessly as I lay there, helpless and terrified, while the creature drew nearer with each passing moment. I prayed for morning to come, for the light to banish this nightmare and free me from its grasp. But even as the first rays of dawn filtered through the curtains, the creature remained, its presence looming over me like a dark cloud. Night after night, the cycle repeated itself, each episode more terrifying than the last. I became afraid to close my eyes, knowing that the darkness held nothing but fear and suffering for me. I sought answers, consulting doctors and therapists, but none could offer an explanation for the horrors that plagued my nights. I tried everything, meditation, relaxation techniques, even medication, but nothing could keep the darkness at bay. It was as though the creature had claimed me as its own, a prisoner in my own mind. As days turned into weeks, and weeks into months, I began to lose hope of ever finding peace again. The creature's presence loomed over me like a shadow, a constant reminder of my own vulnerability. And as long as it lingered, I knew that I would never truly be free from its grasp. Months passed, and with each night, the terror only seemed to intensify. I became a shell of my former self, haunted by the specter of sleep paralysis even during my waking hours. The fear of falling asleep consumed me, driving me to the brink of madness. Desperate for relief, I turned to ancient remedies and obscure rituals, hoping to find some semblance of peace in the midst of the chaos. But the creature that tormented me seemed impervious to such feeble attempts at exorcism, its presence a constant reminder of my own helplessness. I withdrew from the world, retreating into the safety of my own solitude. Friends and family grew concerned, but their words of comfort fell on deaf ears. How could they understand the terror that lurked in the darkness, waiting to ensnare me in its grasp? Then, one fateful night, as I lay paralyzed in the grip of the creature's icy embrace, something changed. In the depths of my despair, a voice whispered to me, a voice that seemed to emanate from the very core of my being. "Face your fear," it urged, its words a beacon of hope in the suffocating darkness. With newfound resolve, I summoned every ounce of courage within me and turned to confront the creature that had held me captive for so long. As I met its gaze, I saw not a harbinger of doom, but a reflection of my own fears and insecurities. In that moment of clarity, the creature began to fade, its form dissolving into wisps of smoke that scattered into the ether. And as its malevolent presence receded, I felt a weight lift from my shoulders, a weight that had burdened me for far too long. From that night onward, the grip of sleep paralysis loosened its hold on me, until one day, it vanished altogether, like a bad dream fading with the light of dawn. Though the scars it left behind would never fully heal, I emerged from the darkness stronger than before, a survivor of the shadows. And as I basked in the warmth of the sun's embrace, I knew that no matter what horrors the night may hold, I would face them head-on, armed with the knowledge that the greatest monsters are often the ones we create in our own minds.